What happens at Grandma's stays at Grandma's is a model for you and your grandkids. If it's fun, it's fair game. But lately, hip pain has you grimacing more than laughing. And that's a moment you realize life's too short to put off treatment any longer.
The Joint and Spine Center is Cincinnati's leading destination for orthopedic care, with hundreds of joint replacements each year. So when a moment has the power to change the rest of your life, go to the one place with the power to change it for the better. The Christ Hospital Health Network. This changes everything.
The Pound This Podcast is brought to you by the Christ Hospital Health Network. This is the Pound This Podcast, episode 573, A New Kind of Fitness for Cincinnati with Amanda Davis.
I want to lose weight, but I don't know how to get started.
What should I meal prep every week?
How do I get those sweet booty gains?
Inspiration for your healthy lifestyle. The Pound This Podcast with Amanda Valentine.
Thank you so much for listening to the Pound This Podcast. I am Amanda Valentine. My guest today is another Amanda Davis. How are you?
I'm great, Amanda. How are you?
I'm great. So I wanted to chat with you, Amanda, because you started a new gym or a new space here in the Cincinnati area in Mason. And I kind of wanted to get the vibe of it. And what's the name of your space? What do you do?
Sure. Yeah. Thank you. So we are Anna Kaiser Technique, which is known as AKT. So when you see us around the city, it will be AKT. We have really fun, funky initials and graphics. So you might not be able to tell it's an A, K, and a T, but once you see it, you'll know who we are. So we opened our space August 1st in Mason. So we are located right in the Deerfield Town Center next to Whole Foods. And we are a dance-based fitness concept. So at AKT, we have 4 different class styles that we offer. We have a dance class, a tone class, a circuit, and a bands. So we have a lot of variety. All of our classes focus on cardiovascular strength as well as toning and conditioning. So with all of our workouts, you get that full body workout in one class. The other unique thing too is our class content changes every 3 weeks for each class. So the idea is that you're constantly challenging your body and not only your body, but your brain as you're learning the different content, you're learning the routines, you're getting stronger, but you're also not plateauing when we change it every 3 weeks.
So what about for somebody that's like me that has no rhythm and I suck at dancing? Like I have failed at many a Zumba class and I just can't do like dance aerobic stuff at all. Like, am I going to look like a total dumbass if I come there and take a class?
You are not. And I laugh all the time because while we are a dance-based fitness studio, really we only have one dance class. And the vibe with our studio is really welcoming and unintimidating because when you come into our space, our staff is phenomenal. They really get to know you prior to you even coming for your first class. So what we do is we try to understand your fitness background, your goals, and align you with a first class that makes sense for you. We do have preview classes where that combines 2 of our signature classes. And then we also allow people to actually take a class that they will feel comfortable the first time. But I will say all of our members that have that fear, they end up enjoying all 4 classes equally, enjoy the dance. And the dance class I'm not a dancer either, so I do not have rhythm, but I really enjoy it. You're learning content. We break everything down for you. So it's not like you're out there learning something really quick for the first time. We break it down, we repeat it, and that's why the content stays the same for 3 weeks. So you really, at the first week, you might feel like you are having trouble following along, but by the end, you feel really good, not only physically, but mentally that you were able to learn that and, conquer something new. So the dance class also has strength in between. So you'll learn a little bit of the cardio dance and then you break and you're actually doing a full body workout. You'll focus on upper body strength with some weights, some medicine balls, and then you'll also break and do lower body and core. So it's a really good full body workout.
So how does this all work? Because I have not taken any group classes since COVID began. So how do you maneuver around that?
Yeah, so like I said, we opened in the midst of COVID. So it has definitely been challenging. And we're also a new concept. So really spreading the word has also been important to us to make sure the community knows who we are, where we are. So once people come into our studio, like I said, we really try to get everybody on the phone prior to coming in. So we explain exactly all of our procedures. We get to know them, get to know their comfort level. But for us, operating wise, all of our staff is wearing masks when they're in the lobby, when they're talking with clients. All of our clients are as well. So all of our members, prospects, everyone wears a mask. And then we have one fitness studio. So we call it the factory. And when they go in there, everything is set up for our clients. So they do not need to get any equipment themselves. If they'd like to swap out something for, different resistance, they can, but everything is set up for them. We have towels at their space. Everything is spread out at least 6 feet apart. So they're able to come in. Even the door is open for them when they walk in. And then we have them leave all of their equipment. And then our staff comes in and sanitizes everything, and they're able to leave. So we really try to make it as comfortable as possible so people, feel comfortable and know that everything is cleaned by the staff. And then we're just constantly cleaning. So,
So
yeah.
from opening up in the middle of the pandemic, did you already have plans to open this gym in this space before March, or was this a decision that came after everything after the world changed for us?
Yeah. So this had been in the works for a while. It took us since the time we decided to do this to open about a year and a half, I would say. Um, maybe a little less than a year and a half, but yeah, this was definitely in the works the prior year because we had to build out our entire studio space too. So the build out started, and then that actually kept going during COVID. So we were really lucky with that. I think the biggest thing that stopped us was our events that we had planned. So prior to opening, we try to get the word out and do pop-ups free of charge for clients. We are selling memberships ahead of time at a discounted rate. So a lot of that excitement around sharing the brand with the city was really put on hold. So we weren't able to do a lot of that. But our studio was done when we were able to actually, get out of the full-on quarantine. So we were able to do a lot of small preview classes for people to come in and check out the space.
So what made you decide to open this up? Have you been a gym owner before? What sparked this decision?
Yeah, so for me, this is definitely a change of careers for me. My education background, I was a business major. I have a master's in organizational development and went the business route. So I worked in the technology space for the past 15 years, specifically working with universities. So I would travel quite a bit and visit local universities, working on the admissions and student success side of business. So loved that. Loved building teams and working with clients. And but a lot of my work involved travel. And so when I traveled, I would often go to the various boutique fitness studios where I was. And I just fell in love with boutique fitness. I loved being able to even go into a different city and feel like they were so warm, so welcoming. And it was one day I was talking to my husband. We have 4 young kids and he travels. And I was like, I really want to do something I'm passionate about. And I want to be more involved in the community here locally versus, traveling all over. And I was a gymnast growing up, so I was very competitive with that. I did a lot of other sports and had always had a huge interest in fitness. It's a big part of my life, and I think it helps both mentally and physically with every aspect of life. So I really wanted to take my business background as well as my passion and love for fitness and merge them into something that I could be involved with the community. And that is where, bringing a boutique fitness to Cincinnati started.
So how did you land on AKT everything? There's a lot of things that you could have started and chose to open up here. Like what drew you to that brand?
Absolutely. And when we started this journey, we actually looked at various brands of fitness. So I did Cycle Bar and loved that. I looked at a yoga franchise. I really wanted to keep my options open when it came to what we were going to do. I wanted to see what Cincinnati needed and maybe what they didn't have, also what I was passionate about. So we actually worked with a broker who helped introduce us to the various options that we had in Cincinnati. And AKT is one that was new. So I was not familiar with it at all. But I was actually heading to New York for a business trip and decided to check out the studio there that was already open, which is our founder's studio, Anna Kaiser herself. And I took, I think it was like a 5:30 in the morning class, and took a cab to get there, and went in, took the class, and just completely fell in love with it. And I think what it was the energy and the community feel that it created. It was, like I said, the studio's dark, the instructors are super warm and welcoming. They break everything down. So you're not walking in. Sometimes you'll walk into the studios and you kind of don't know what you're doing. Part of AKT's philosophy is, community and making sure everyone feels that they have a part at the studio. So that combined with the killer workout, I mean, it was a workout one like I've never experienced before. I took the bands class, and the bands class is one of my favorites. It's very unique. We have a box in front of you, you have an overhead band, like an exercise band, and you'll have various weights underneath your box, and you're doing all of your cardio and strength moves with that band. So it is constantly working your muscles, but also getting your heart rate up. And you're learning and memorizing the routine. So it's really working your brain. But when I walked out of there, it completely sold me. I loved the workout. Historically, I was a big runner, so I do like the cardio aspect. But what I loved about AKT is it had both. I felt like I could just go to AKT. I had, my cardio in, I had my strength in, and it was really fun. It was a ton of fun.
Well, I love that you brought up the community aspect, because I know myself included, and I know for a lot of people that you don't end up going to all of these classes or trying new places because you have this fear of, I'm going to look stupid, I don't know anybody, and some of the places aren't welcoming, and it gives you a bad taste in your mouth, and you're afraid to try a new place because jumping into something new in any capacity is always scary. Yeah. And then also just with the world that we live in now with COVID, of how we've become so separated and segregated, and a lot of people doing solo at-home workouts, of like we're kind of missing this community feeling. And I know there's somebody I talked to personally where she's like, if I didn't have a gym, I would go insane. It's the only place I can go, and just to see other people. And so I think that's so important during this time, that there is a place you can go and feel community and be around other people and have that acceptance, I belong here, in a time where we're feeling so kind of lonely.
Absolutely. And I do. And I hear that from our members that we have right now, is that they look forward to it. And especially so, but our Monday night, we have a Monday night dance class at 7 p.m. and it is the same members. It is always sold out, and they go there for that community feel. It's fun. It's a dance party. We have a disco ball that goes on for your final performance. Like, it is like you are out with friends, and they look forward to it. It's part of their routine. It's something that they feel safe to, because like I said before, all the precautions that we're taking, but they're feeling like they're creating those friendships, and it's their, Monday night or Saturday morning date with the other members, or the people we did last month where they could all bring a friend. And so we had bring a friend month, which is really fun. So yeah, I think the community is something that is so important to us at AKT. And we have members. It's been neat to see the member base come in. It's a lot of people who have done fitness before, but just didn't feel like they knew what they were doing. They felt intimidated, or just that lack of friendship and community and drive to get them to actually come to the gym. And so what we try to do at AKT is we help introduce members to each other too. So when we have new people come in, we share, who the other members are, so they can start to create that relationship on their own. But we also just make sure that they feel like they know what they're doing. We help set goals with them as well. with our classes, we have 4 different classes that are very, very unique and different from one another. And so based on goals, we help also shape what classes people should attend. So that's been really well received too.
So, like for me, I'm the person that has a lot of injuries. I have, because of running for a long time, also,
Yeah.
I'm bone on bone in my right knee. And then
Oh,
since January, I've had a pinched nerve in my hip, which is just now getting better. So for me, I'm kind of scared. Like I box jumps or anything like that. No, ma'am. So it's like, and I think about dancing and cardio and stuff like that, where I'm like, this sounds so fun, but I'm timid because I've hurt myself in the past. Like, where would you place me?
yeah. So one of the things we have at our studio is we have a floor that is designed for, it's very expensive, but it was designed for the type of workouts that we're doing. So we've had so many people, even just walking in and commenting on the floor that we have. It is specially built to help release any of that pressure that when you're coming down, it takes a lot of that out of it. So that is definitely key for people. I've had a lot of people who said they have had knee injuries, like yourself, and they're able to do everything because that floor provides so much support. Our boxes are also, they have a huge cushion on the top. So it's not like your old school stair stepper, that plastic hard step. It is actually cushioned. So when you put your foot up there, that provides a lot of support too. But what we also do is everything that you do on the box, you can do right in front of you. So some of our signature moves we show at the beginning, especially for newbies, that you don't have to step up on the box. You can step right up in front and stay on the ground. So there's a lot of variety that will absolutely take care of any injuries that you have. But if you would want to start with something different, our tone class is great because that's our low impact class. We will typically do a small little cardio warm up to get your heart rate up, but then you're doing 45 minutes of all strength training. And so a lot of it is using light weights, a lot of reps, but really focused on low impact. So it's very good for the joints. And then we actually end that class with a 15-minute foam roll. So that's
Oh,
also
nice.
something that is really great. And we guide you through it because I myself thought I knew how to foam roll. And when we actually took the class and went through it, I was not foam rolling right. And foam rolling sounds great. It can be a little painful if you're doing it right. But when you do it consistently once a week, at least, you will feel a difference in your body. It loosens you up and helps with recovery.
And I know too, I know personally one of your trainers who's Carrie from Fit Mama and 30, and she's just amazing. So I'm like, oh, well,
Yes.
I can vouch that your trainers will take good care of you too, because knowing her, she's awesome.
She is awesome. Yes, we have 7 trainers at our studio right now, and they are all so passionate about AKT. They're passionate about the members that we have. Then a unique thing with them too is they've created a family in themselves, and they have a mission to get to know the members and to know not only their physical background but their personal background. So it's been really neat to see the various members engage with our clients, and then their skill level is just amazing. People ask me all the time, do you teach? Do you teach? I do not teach. I love working with my team and the community, and I let my trainers, who are the experts, teach the classes because we have backgrounds from professional dancers to like Carrie herself, who is a business owner and an extensive fitness background. We have 2 teachers who have worked at Pure Barre for years, and they're dancers. So the background of these trainers is fantastic, and they really take the time to get to know the clients and help with any modifications they might need.
So if somebody is listening to this and they're like, okay, this sounds like my jam, I want to try something new, like what's the best avenue to come find you? Because you said the first class is free, right?
Absolutely, yes. So they can come to our website. It's theakt.com, and you will see our location for Mason. So that location is open. You can look at our class schedule, and you can give us a call. You can shoot us an email, but you are absolutely welcome to come to your first class for free. We love when you bring a friend. So if you'd like to bring a friend or 2, you're more than welcome to do that. We have classes running as early as 5:45 in the morning to 7 o'clock at night, and then a lot of options on the weekend. So there's definitely we try to make sure that there's class time based on everyone's schedule, because with COVID, it's been interesting to see the schedule shift with people. Some people who work from home like to go at lunch versus when they typically would go at night. So we try to create a lot of variety.
Awesome. Well, I think I'll have to come try the tone class, and I'll have to bring a friend with me because I'm like, I haven't done a group class in so long. One, COVID, and two, that I've been injured. I'm like, oh, it sounds so refreshing and nice to like just go in with a group of women and like, I want to work out with a disco ball. That just sounds fun.
Yes, yeah. It is so fun. And where we're located, we have great shopping and restaurants. So we have a lot of people who will come on the weekend and they'll do their workout. They'll go get brunch at Maplewood or, one of the by. So it's definitely, it can be a fun experience. So.
Awesome. Well, Amanda, it was so great getting to know you, and I'm glad that you brought something super fun and new to Cincinnati, and hopefully a lot of people can come discover what you're doing and find a new way to work out and enjoy a community during an isolated pandemic.
Yes, I know. Yes, we would love. The more the merrier. So definitely reach out to us. We're on Instagram and Facebook as well. So thank you so much, Amanda.
Awesome. Thank you.
For info on health coaching and more, go to AmandaValentineBites.com.